All right, should be good to go.
Okay, so I'm just gonna trust you that we can talk and it's not gonna like cut us off.
No,
Can
it
we
should-
just say got it?
Yeah.
should be okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we have to do it on this end.
There's.
Oh, yeah, do it down here.
Here's the,
It works better to use the arrow keys.
okay, I think you should be good to go now.
Okay. Cool. Are you gonna stay or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
You wanna?
So, yeah, I want to welcome you all to the E11 Explorers 11 orientation. We are very happy to see you. We are very happy to have you join the process, which you all know we believe is a journey of self-discovery. And someone just asked me recently, what is the favorite part of your job? And literally, it's the opportunity to hear your guys' stories. Who are you? What makes you tick? What are some cool things that you want to achieve? And how can we find the best scholarship to help that happen? Okay. My name is Dr. Rose Jones. I am Director of the Scholarship Opportunities Program, and this is.
I am Dr. David Skelton. I am a scholarship advisor and writing specialist.
And this is Yusuf.
I'm the SOP Administrative Coordinator, Yusuf Eshadat. It's very nice to meet all of you.
All right.
And we're your main team of support, but we also have some student advisors. One of which you've seen kind of come in and out. And but there's more than just her, and we also have some graduate scholars who some of you may have helping you out as well on your advising team. Who are working remotely today, or else they would say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we want you to know that there's just a big crew of people to support you.
Yes. And you'll have a chance to meet everyone. You've probably interacted with some of the student advisors through SOP Prep, if you have completed SOP Prep. But when you come into the office, you'll see every one of them, one of us at some point or another. But probably most of you will be working with David. And but you'll get emails from Scholarship. You'll get emails from Jessica. You'll get emails maybe from me, sometimes from Yusuf. Okay. So we want you to know the whole team, the whole SOP team is here as your kind of like we're in your corner. All right.
Jessica,
All right.
Jessica. Just say hi to the room real quick.
Hi,
So-
I'm lead student advisor.
All right. Very good.
I
So
live
do you want to take it to the next?
Yeah. There it goes. Move this around.
So. That's kind of. Never mind.
I forget that these two things are not connected.
Yeah.
Go on, I move it over here. It doesn't move it over here.
On it off the screen.
I just was gonna move it off the screen, yeah. That's fine, it's fine. I just was gonna move it. I was gonna just move it to the other side of the slide
Yeah.
and just drag it like I just did over here. But this keyboard hates, this keyboard hates me.
Let's just minimize this one.
Okay, that works.
That also works.
Okay.
So today, our objectives are, first of all, to just explain the role of the SOP office, but also the resources that we have for you during the application process, and just make sure that you know everything, so that when you do have questions, that you have availed yourself of all the resources that we already have for you. Whether it be on our website or whether it be in our Canvas module, so you know kind of what's there and how to get answers to some of those questions. And of course, obviously, if you still can't find something, you can email us, you can talk to us in appointments, but we want you to know all the resources that are already there and how to navigate them, and particularly the Canvas course space during the process itself. And we also want you to be able to differentiate between the different opportunities that are there, because some of you, which is fine, during your pre-app, basically clicked on everything. And we want you to know that you know, if you click on everything, you try to apply for everything, you probably get nothing because you're gonna overwhelm yourself. You will have too much on your plate, and you won't be able to put your best foot forward. And so we really want to focus on fit. What award or awards are the best fit for you, and that you can put actually good energy into. And so being able to discern how you can figure that out, and that's some of the pre-app meetings that I've had with some of you already, and I'll have with some of you later. That's partly what we do in the first meeting, is really try to flesh that out. But also applying knowledge that you gained from these resources to then creating some of these documents that you will need for the awards. So some of the stuff we've already done, we already introduced ourselves to you. But what I want to do now is kind of play a little game with y'all. But before we can play that game, I need to know, just as a reminder, some of you I've already met with either yesterday, like Erica, or today, like Denise. So I remember your names because I just literally just talked to you. But some of you, I still, you know, trying to. I forgot. I know you told me last time, but that was like, you know, 2 weeks ago. So let's just go around again and.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
How do I go back?
It's not, you can't just push the
Okay,
back button.
thank you.
Okay, name, major, year, and awards. And since tea time is a theme that we have, let's talk about do you have a favorite tea? And explain what that is. So I'm gonna start with Erica, since we're she came on this side of the room, and we just kind of work this way.
Yeah, my name is Erica. I'm a biological sciences second year here at CI. What do you mean by awards?
Oh, just like what awards are you applying for?
Oh, I was applying to Goldwater and maybe one of like the Department of Defense, like the government ones. And my favorite tea, I love boba, so my favorite tea is passion fruit green tea.
Green tea is really good. Excellent.
Hello, my name is Austin. I'm a biomedical engineering teacher, and I'm a second year. And we're applying to school water. My favorite tea is always green tea.
Green tea. Cool.
Hi, I'm Fanise. My major is biosci, and then I'm also minoring in statistics. And then I'm a third year, and the awards I'm applying to are Goldwater, and then either SMART or NIH. And then my favorite tea is Orange Blossom.
Orange Blossom. I should be taking notes. Are you taking notes? I'm gonna be taking notes. Passion fruit, green tea, Orange Blossom.
My name is Shiraz. I'm a third year bio major, and I'm applying to Goldwater and the Town Potion.
Mhm.
And my favorite tea is cardamom. It's what I drink.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Hi, my name is Frank. I'm a third year political science international studies double major. And the awards I'm applying to are the Strauss and Truman.
Service.
Hi, my name is David. I'm a math and data science double major, second year. And the work I'm applying to is the DoD and the NOW.
Oh, you be in, yeah,
You know, AA.
yeah. And sometimes, but I think we often have that as in Manoa,
Oh, yeah, no.
because it's like a play on words with the water and all that stuff. Yeah. Or Noah, if you want to say it in Hebrew. Which none of you have to know that.
But now that we do, we can't unknow it.
Okay, so last but not least, the third table.
And we gotta get the folks online.
Oh, yes.
That's
Yeah. I will look on. So we'll do the in-person people last.
Yeah.
First, and then we'll go there.
Switch.
Yeah, but thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My name is Kai. I'm a third year data science and computer science major. I'm looking to apply to Goldwater, I believe roads.
Okay.
And their tea. I really drink coffee.
I'm not the person. Yeah. Oh, did you say what your favorite tea was?
Oh, just like any teas.
Yeah,
I don't have my name. I don't have a favorite.
Yeah, there's a clip that I was gonna play, but I ended up not doing it. But I don't know if any of you have seen the show Ted Lasso, but one of his sticks, because he was in England. But he's American in Kansas, is coaching in England, and he hates tea. but he like forgets that he hates tea, so like every time it's like someone's like, here, it's tea time now, and he takes a sip and he always like spits it out and it's like still piss water, like he just hates it. But
You
anyways,
forget that.
you can YouTube all the clips, you can YouTube Ted Lasso and tea and like, you know, there's all the clips spliced together of how many times he complains about how much he hates tea. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Rohan. I'm a second year Earth System Science major specializing in oceanography. And I'm planning to apply for the NOAA scholarship.
That's awesome.
All right, then do you want to get that?
Yeah, I don't, so,
Yusuf, I don't know if we're gonna need your assistance.
so we got a couple people online.
So just call on somebody to unmute and then I'll unmute it so that everybody.
Okay, I'm just gonna go down my list. So Joshua, when you're first up.
So Joshua, name, major, year, and awards, as well as your favorite tea.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Hey, Dr. Skelton. So, hi, my name is Joshua Nguyen. I'm a third year public health sciences student, and I'm looking to apply to Goldwater. Currently, possibly Truman. I'm still deciding on that. And then favorite tea, I really like green tea.
I'm gonna try to do that.
okay. Sebastian, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep,
Great. Okay, my name is Sebastian. I'm a third year bioscience student, and I'm going to be applying for the Goldwater and the NOAA scholarships. And then I think I like most for teas, so yeah.
that's cool. Okay, and then Valerie?
Hi everyone. My name is Valerie, and I just recently graduated in June of this year. I was a
Valerie,
political.
are you there?
Oh no. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi. My name is Valerie. I'm a recent UCI grad. I graduated in June of this year. I graduated with a poli-sci major and a philosophy minor. And I'm applying for the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace Fellowship. And my favorite tea, I was torn, either Earl Grey or Thai tea, depending on my mood.
I'm team Earl Grey, so
Yeah, Earl Grey's for like
Oh.
concentration, and then Thai tea's for fun.
Caitlin?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very ugly.
Yes.
So my name is Caitlin. I'm a second year ecology and evolutionary bio major, and I think I'm applying to the Beinecke scholarship. I don't know how to pronounce it. But my favorite tea is jasmine green tea, I would say.
That's really nice. Okay. Armand? RJ, I think is,
Hi, yeah, can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah, I'm Armand. I'm a recent grad in criminology law, and trying to apply for the California Capital Fellows. And my favorite tea is oolong tea.
Good choice. Elizabeth, it's good to see you again or hear your voice. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. For everyone, my name is Elizabeth Hafen. I'm a recent graduate with a degree in political science and psychology. I'm applying to the Capital Fellows program. Oh, and my favorite tea, I think would be either chamomile tea or chai tea.
Okay, we got two more online. So Julia,
Hi everyone, my name is Julia. I am also a recent grad, crim and political science major, and I'm applying to the Capital Fellowships program as well. And my favorite tea, I'm gonna go with I think chai, but green tea is also up there.
so we need to take notes. We have all of these teas
Yeah.
like in our repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mackenzie, you're last, but again, not least.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mackenzie. I'm so sorry if I'm a little quiet. I am actually on site right now at my job, so I'm gonna try to be as interactive as possible. But yeah, so my name is Mackenzie. I'm a recent graduate of the class of 2023, and I graduated with a major in film and media studies with a minor in global sustainability. And I am currently applying for the Carnegie Fellowship. And my favorite tea, I mean, if it's a hot tea, it would be green tea. But if it's like a cold tea, I really like Thai tea.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, Mackenzie, I fixed the Canvas issues that you were having through actually some assistance from Valerie.
Oh, perfect.
Met
Thank
with
you
earlier
so
today,
much.
So you should be able to submit the stuff that you couldn't submit earlier.
Perfect. Thank you so
But
much for
if you're still
helping.
having problems, let me know. So get rid of the echo now. Thank you. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do now is just kind of get some of you together who are applying for the same awards. So Goldwater people, why don't you like migrate over here and non-Goldwater people over here? And you have to do it by the end of this song or else you don't get a chair. I'll do a chair for you. We are having it recorded a little bit, but just nobody's. Yeah. Okay, so part of the reason why I wanted to get y'all together, and I'm so sorry for making you move your stuff, is that I just want you to know and kind of get to know the people who are applying for some of the things as you, and don't. We naturally, because we think, okay, I'm applying to this award, you're applying to this award, so now we're like competitors. But that's actually not the way this whole process works. Because you're not really competing with each other. There are slots of these, a number of slots or allotments that these fellowship organizations have. And, you know, like for Goldwater, UCI could get lots of people. An example from last year, like NSF, now this is counting the graduate school people too, but there was like 17 people that was awarded an NSF from UCI. So what I like to do is have you get to know each other, share your contact info, and help each other. And think this is like your Goldwater support group, particularly whenever, you know, maybe you have questions or maybe you're struggling with something or you just want somebody to read through a draft and you're like, well, I've already had my fellowship advisor, the draft already maybe met at the writing center. But you can have your Goldwater support buddies, you know, also give you feedback. So why don't you, you know, take a few minutes and just remind each other who you are, and then we'll get back into things and kind of what you're doing. Like take within the same major. You're biological sciences, right? You're biological sciences. You're biological sciences. BME.
Biomedical engineering.
Biomedical engineering.
Not biology.
What were you?
Physical science.
Physical sciences.
Data science.
Data science.
And it's a double major in language science and language science. Data science and language science.
So you're like the weird one in the group.
Yeah.
But you're the fun one.
No, I'm gonna get kicked out.
Oh. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, you guys. And so the other thing I wanted to do with the teas and why I was joking about like what's your favorite tea. One of the things that we've started in this process is building in a Tuesday tea time at 2 that you can join. It's like bi-weekly that you can join. You can join it online. You don't have to always be there in person. But we like you to come to our office because you supplies us nice snacks and it's taking notes about your favorite tea so we can have them. And it's just another opportunity for you to have a space where you can talk amongst each other, but you can also throw ideas off of us
And so we want to invite you to that. And if you don't like tea, if you're a tea hater,
We do have water.
and that you, yeah, we about that. Maybe we should get a hot chocolate or something. I mean, but yeah, come for extra support.
Okay. So what do scholarship committees look for? What are they seeking when they receive an application packet from you? What they want in words is to get to know you. They want a picture of who you are, what makes you tick, what are your passions, what are your motivations? What are the critical moments in your life that made you go this way rather than that? So they have this knowledge of you in paper, in writing, with words, via a personal statement, which is usually just one page, a statement of your grant purpose, your project proposal. What do you want to do? Why is it important? How are you going to do it? And why are you the person to get this done? Right? So you talk about in your resume all the experience that you have that give you the skills and the path and trajectory that says, yes, I am absolutely the correct person to do this. All right. I've got the passion, the motivation, the experience, the skills, and a vision for the future. Right. And then letters of recommendation from people who know you well. So we always get this question, should I ask the department chair or should I ask a TA? We always ask, who knows you better? Who have you worked with better? Because scholarship committee members always tell us, we would rather get the detailed letter from the grad student who worked with you on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis that shows they know who you are versus the very general, yeah, this is a really good student. And that's all they say from the department chair, right? So it's not the title that's important, but the content of the letter. And all of these documents work together because they have a different focus to paint a picture of you. This is the first impression that you have that makes them go, wow, this project is really innovative, really significant, and this person is the right person. Let's throw some money at them. Let's throw mentors at them. Let's throw opportunities at them, right? We want to support this project. We want to support this person in this career, right? So that's our job. We're going to spend time getting to know you. We're going to ask you to engage in self-reflection and put these things into words, and it's going to be polished and refined and perfected so that by the time that they have this package that they receive and they get to read about you and what you want to do, they're excited. That's what we want. And that's, again, I tell you, this is the exciting part of our job, is getting to know each of you and getting to know what is it that you see on the horizon that needs to be done and how you're ready to do it. Okay? All right. David?
Oops, did I go too far?
Go the other way.
What's it not doing? It hates me again.
Yeah, the last person that used this didn't replace the batteries or something, so. That's oops.
Oh, am I going over this?
Yeah, I thought you were, but that's okay.
I absolutely can. Okay, so we're just gonna go a little bit about over each of the items that you're gonna work on with you, and we're gonna work on drafts of them, okay? So you don't have to have this all figured out. You can have an outline, and then we'll put more and more words and put together a narrative. So an intellectual biography or a narrative snapshot of who you are as an individual. The personal story, generally 1 page in length. Where did you come from? What are some key things that happened in your life? Was it a course that you took with a particular professor who just made your, eyes light up and just get really excited about a particular topic, right? Or was it an accident that you had that made you go, "Ooh"? What about someone who has something like this? What if this is me the rest of my life? I want to get into biomedical engineering so that if anyone who has this, they will never be having to go through life with this affliction, right? These are the kinds of things that can go into a personal statement, right? The events of your life that have shaped you, have influenced your life and your career goals, okay? So why this, why now, why me? Those are some of the key questions your personal statement can't answer, okay? So it's an opportunity to discuss your accomplishments, and I know that this is something that you don't probably have much practice. And we always, it's hard to do, because you're like, I don't want to brag, I want to be the, what do you have to be? This is your opportunity to do exactly that, okay? Take a look at me, but you get to pick and choose what you want to highlight. There should be a theme, and it should be connected to your intellectual interest, as well as your personal passion, right? Okay, let scholarship committees know why this next step, which is what your project proposal is relevant to you, whether it's your research or your next career goal, right? Focus on your accomplishments. So this is all about, again, bragging rights. And I know you don't have much chance to do that, so it's okay if it feels awkward, but we're gonna make it less awkward. And you're gonna be able to see how have others who have won scholarships, how they have done that. Okay, and this is really, if you think about it, good practice, because you're gonna have to do this for job interviews, internships, other awards, graduate school, professional. You're gonna want to have this skill to be able to do this, because here's the thing, humility and honesty can go together. If you say, I've done this research, I've worked in this lab, I've worked with this professor, I've had these awards and this service opportunities and experiences. If this is what you've done, you're just being honest. You don't need to feel embarrassed about that. You're driven, you're excited, you're passionate. It's okay. So honesty is actually humility. Does that make sense? So you'll get more and more comfortable with being able to just put yourself in the spotlight. It's okay. Okay. All right. Statement of grant purpose. That's the next big essay. And that's usually 2 to 3 pages. And this is where you describe your project idea. What do you accomplish? What do you want to accomplish? And why is it important to your field? Is it because many teams are working on this and there's no solution yet, and yet you've got a novel solution? Is it because there's actually a gap in scholarship? No one's doing this, and you come along and you're like, why isn't anyone doing this? Because you're asking the question, because you're interested in the answer, you're the perfect person for this, right? And how your project is a good fit. David talked about that earlier. How is it a good fit for the fellowship and what you want to accomplish? So there should be a good match, right? And then you should have a timeline. Some of these projects can be funded over 2 years. Some of them, like the Goldwater, you can have 1 to 2 years of funding. Others, maybe you can just only have it in 1 year. So it has to be feasible. And you have to say, okay, I'm going to do a lit review during these few months. Then I'm going to conduct interviews here or do experiments in the lab, etc. Right? Have a good time frame in which your project can be accomplished. And then there are stylistic and formatting, the nitty gritty, right? So if you can look at some of the past SOP proposals, which we grant you access to, you can begin to see where are the elements and how have they articulated them and integrated it into a very nice, smooth narrative. Okay. And know that this is your target as well. We will get you there. You will get you there. All right. And then audience. Reviewers may be volunteers or people from the funding agency who are not experts. So sometimes you have to do some translation work and speak to a more general audience. And you do that. Yes. Okay. All right, so keep it simple, avoid jargon, and treat it as a bit of a persuasive piece, right? This is a sales pitch. You want them to see the value in your project, which you obviously see the value of. You got to convince them of it. And then you've got to convince them why you're the perfect person to do it. Okay? Yes.
When you're speaking, try to be close to the laptop so then the people online can do this.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
No, I asked
You're good.
if everybody could hear her and they responded yes.
Okay,
so-
good. Good. All right. And then the CV and resume, many of you know what this looks like, but if you don't, you will get a very quick crash course on how to sharpen your CV and resume.
And it's confusing.
Resume is
Yeah.
for generally employment.
Right.
CV is more academic. So your publications, your research projects, they'll be included in the CV, maybe not in the resume. Okay, all right. And CVs can be longer. And again, the kinds of things that would be relevant as a researcher would be included on a CV.
Right.
Okay?
So some scholarship agencies will just ask for your CV and it'll be in the application process itself. So like the Goldwater, when you create the Goldwater portal, it will not say upload your CV. What it will say is
List your activities.
Yeah, list your activities,
List
list
your
your
awards.
publications, list your awards. That's
Yeah.
where you'll do it in the portal itself.
Yeah, but it's still good for you to have a separate document called a CV and a resume, and that you will be constantly working on this as you go through life.
Right. And we ask for it because it helps us when we're advising you to be able to, because sometimes you'll have a personal statement where maybe you went and did 3 different things at a volunteer organization that you don't think is that relevant, but it's in your CV, but you don't write about it at all. But for us, we might see that and think, oh, this is the hook. This is what you should really be focusing on. So it helps us to get a fuller picture of who you are, just so we can help when advising you to advise what you should include
Mhm.
or not include or whatever when you're trying, because you only have 1 page for personal statements and you're trying to figure out what to do. That helps us out.
That's right. And then letters of recommendation. We will help you figure out who the best recommenders are. During your advising session, you can talk about some of your experiences, who you work with, whether it was in a research lab or an internship or with a student organization or whatnot. And we'll make sure we give you a template to reach out to them. So again, we're here to support all of these activities so that you feel comfortable doing them. And this is all from a strength perspective. We know you have strengths. We want you to feel good about yourself and confident, right? And so we're going to help you with some of the maybe activities that feel a little awkward, maybe doing it for the first time. We're here to be with you every step of the way. Okay? You don't have to go it alone. Later, yes, because you will be very, very skilled and experienced, right? But you can also come back. We've got the E11 and then we've also got the T10 awards, and some of our scholarship recipients do come back.
Right,
The other
right.
advice cycles. Okay,
Right.
so
In fact, there's someone on Zoom right now
Two.
2 people on Zoom
Yeah.
right now who have already participated in some of these cycles and have already won an award or 2, or received an award or 2, and are still coming back because
that's right.
they want to apply for other things.
That's right. And each scholarship has its own set of criteria, so you have to craft the materials to address those. And that's why we're talking about, you can't come up with one application and send it to 5 different scholarships. Each one is its own entity.
Right.
And that's why it's like, we really do want to encourage you to focus on maybe the 2 most relevant, because it is a whole different application and essay, even though there might be similar elements. Okay.
But all of these, so like when I sit with you and, I can say, tell me your story or tell me what you're interested in or what got you into this. And we can have a great conversation and I love it. It's one of the best parts of my job. But for the funding agencies, they don't get that with you. They don't get you one-on-one. What they see are these documents. And so what we're really trying to accomplish with creating these documents is not just having to be like polished and formatted because we care about grammar and we want it all to be like nice in that regard, but more so, are we
are all of everything that you've written down, is it telling the full story as much as we can in the space that we're allowed? Because we want the scholarship agencies to sit down with your documents and from the letters, from what you've written, be able to get a really full picture of who you are, why this matters, why you fit for it. And all of these documents fit together to like puzzle pieces to form a bigger picture of who you are. Now, some of them will have mock interviews after, not all of them do, but like Capital Fellows, which is one of the awards that people mentioned, will have a mock interview component, we'll have an interview component, and we'll do mock interviews to help you get ready for that. Some of them, though, have no interview components, like they just look at your material and then they decide yes or no based on that, which is why, you know, we place a lot of attention on those materials.
Yeah. And I do want you to remember when you look at the SOP past winning application materials, you're looking at the final version. The original version might have been 10 bullet points and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it might have been 3 or 4 pages and we had to narrow it down to just one.
Right.
And even that one page may have had to have gone through 2 or 3 different sets of revisions and edits.
Right, because
So-
recently we were writing letters for Fulbright applicants and I was looking back at their first drafts to try to just see how it changed. Some of them, their first drafts was just bullet points, or I think I want to talk about this, you know, so like when you think about just getting words on a page at this point. And we're going to talk about doing a brainstorming thing here, here pretty soon at the end of November to kind of get you set up for that. Oh, backwards.
So everything we have in Canvas and this entire advising process is with this idea that it is a process and it is a journey. And you know, everything that we have.
Okay, so yeah, all of this is all, and this whole process, okay, so why are we creating all these documents? To tell your story to the funding agencies, but then like, what do you get out of it? And you probably already know this saying that is often attributed to Socrates, know thee soiton, know thyself, although he stole it from the Oracle of Delphi, supposedly. And but it is one of the great sayings for what we do, because in many ways what you're doing when you're writing these personal statements and you're writing like, why do I want to do this, why do I care about this, is you're having to be very introspective and you have to think about what matters to you, why does it matter to you, and then how do I explain that to other people or get them to care about it. And that is a really good growth opportunity for you that you might not get anywhere else on campus. And in terms of these benchmarks that we have, think about it as a journey of self-discovery, and the collection of these documents, they can help you achieve other life skills, as Rose talked about. They can help you with interviews later, they can help you with grad school applications later. So a lot of what you're doing and learning it is also not just telling your story for other people, but also telling your story for yourself and helping you figure out who you are and why you want to do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
To get the arrow to go over here.
Ah, there you go.
And so one of the things that you'll see on our website then is when we talk about one of the journey metaphors that we like to use is thinking about this as climbing a mountain, which I promise I'm not going to sing the sound of music to you and insert laugh here for the one person of you who gets that joke. Although one of you who's online right now is going to be going to Austria, and I told you to take the Sound of Music tour, so you should be singing about the mountains and watching the Sound of Music. But you know, you think about it as what are we doing right now? How does this fit into like this journey metaphor? Well, there's an exploratory phase where you're just trying to figure out what do you want to do, writing these words down, trying to get words on a page, trying to strategize. That's the exploration component. And SOP prep, the pre-app advising appointments, what we're doing right now fits into that.
Then you start mapping things out and, creating calendar reminders for yourself, trying to figure out, I'm gonna write, I have a midterm next week, so I won't do that next week, but maybe the week after that or something along those lines. That's the timeline, looking at past winning apps, and you're starting to map out some of the process for yourself. Then when you're kind of in the middle of the woods or halfway up the mountain or whatever metaphor you want to use, that's when you're doing the essay prompts, you're brainstorming, you're turning in first drafts and giving you feedback about like, I'll keep this paragraph, but not this one, or move this paragraph over here. That's when we're really in the thick of it. But now that you've had a draft or two and it's starting to look good, but it's still not quite there, that's when we're really editing and revising. We check in with your letters because sometimes professors are really bad. You have to learn that it's okay to annoy professors because you have to bug them for things because they forget, not because they don't care about you, they just forget about things.
Or
They are super busy too. Yeah. But sometimes we have to bug them too and say like, I really need this letter. It's like due in a week. So we start to do that if we haven't gotten that because we're getting closer and closer.
And oftentimes they're not really feeling bugged, they're actually very appreciative that
Yes.
you've not, you're sending them this reminder because they would feel awful if they agreed to do something and then
Right.
totally forgot about it. So that you're helping keep them on track and they're super appreciative. So view
Right.
it that way. Yeah.
And for some of these awards, like the Strauss, like the Goldwater, we have a nomination meeting where we talk about all the applications and we look at the numbers of people that we are allotted to as a university and try to figure out, who fits in where. And
Yeah, some of the award funding agencies, they will not receive or accept applications directly from students. They will only receive nominations. So our office is designated to coordinate that nomination process, and we get together a nomination committee. They go through, read all of the applications. Sometimes there's a meeting component with the student, sometimes it's behind closed doors, but there's always an opportunity for additional feedback. They're like, this is really strong, but they need to explain this a little bit more in greater detail or whatnot. And then one final chance to polish it. And these are really refining steps at that point, okay? And then you reach the summit where you can get in those final revisions. Right?
yeah,
Very proudly.
and we have a party
Yes. All right,
with lots of tea.
that's right.
We'll try everyone's favorite tea.
Yeah. Expand our tea repertoire.
Do a rotation, do shots. Okay, so now we gotta get into the nuts and bolts. Okay. How does this work with, like, I invited you all to Canvas. You also have the invite link in your email where you can just invite yourself to Canvas. But how does this work in terms of mapping it onto the applications? Well, each Canvas module, we've created 3 different things that you have access to. There's also a 4th one, but I haven't opened it for you yet. What's the mystery? What's the secret one? It's just draft 2. I haven't opened up draft 2 for you yet. Because I don't want to overwhelm you with like you seeing everything all at once. So the things that are helpful is what I've opened for you right now. And the first thing is your timeline at a glance, where you can kind of put things in your calendar, know when we need things, and why do we have them at certain times? Because we have to get stuff in because we're kind of working backwards from the due date. Okay, this is due at the end of January. We like to have things submitted a week before because you don't want to do things the last minute because sometimes the websites crash and you have all kinds of issues. And I mean, we've done that before and it's no fun to be like, we have 1 minute to hit submit. It's horrible, it's horrible. So you're trying to get that done ahead of time. And we're also thinking about, okay, so if you're going to have time to revise any last second comments, when do we need the final draft? There is this whole Christmas break thing that happens in between. And so, when's a good time to have your first draft? For this award, we tried to space it out so it's, after Thanksgiving break. For other awards that have a December timeline, because we don't have as much time, we have to make everything smaller. But think about these as your signpost.
They're goals for you to reach to help pace yourself. They help you not be overwhelmed, but they also help us not to be overwhelmed because we don't want everybody to just be throwing, not just the Killam, but like every award to just be thrown at us all at once. Because then we're not going to give you good feedback because we're just trying to get through everything instead of being like, oh, here's 2 awards this day, here's 2 of them the next day. That's better for us to give you better feedback. But we know that life happens. We do have flexibility built in. The only real hard deadline is for nominations, because we do have to have a committee that meets for nominations. And also the external deadline, like if you want to turn something in February 1st, I'm sorry, like Killam's not going to give you an extension for that. But you know, something comes up and you're like, I really can't hit the 27th for the first draft, but I can do it on the 30th. Just email me. I hate it when students ghost me, and students ghost me all the time. And it's so sad. It really, because you just want to help. You just want to be there and be like, just let me know if you have a problem. You know, let me know. I can still work with you. Please don't drop out. Like, I'm here to support you. And then a lot of students just, for whatever reason, will ghost us. And then like 2 weeks later, it'd be like, I was going through this and going through this and going through this, and I'm going to quit. And it's just so sad because you're like, don't, we can give you extensions. We can help you. We want you to stay in the process. But we can't do anything if you don't communicate with us. So just don't ghost me.
Or any of us, right?
Yeah,
If you feel like, oh, I'm so intimidated, I'm scared, to be like, I didn't polish it enough or whatever, reach out to Yusuf, reach out to me, reach out to one of the student advisors, say, I can't explain why, but could I please have an extension?
Right.
And generally, yes. Like I said, we purposefully build in flexibility to give you that because we know life happens. It happens to us too, right? And sometimes we're a few days behind, but we are all on the same campus. We all have the same goals. You guys are awesome. These awards are awesome. We want you to get them. We want you to have your best possible self on paper.
Right.
To present.
And if your choice is November 27th comes around and it's like, oh, I can either turn in my Goldwater first draft or turn in this project for my class. Turn in your project for your class.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we both have PhD, but just remember, we were always ex-undergrads. We were always ex-grad students. Right? We've been there, and we relate. Okay, it's a tremendous relief to go. Yes, thank you for the extension, and I will work on this. And we've all been there. Okay, so
Don't ask my wife about me and my reputation for being late in grad school because she'll tell the truth.
Yeah.
That I don't want you to know about.
But you know, and sometimes it's ugly, and no one needs to see the ugly. They just need to see the beautiful finished product, and that's that's our business, right?
Right.
That's our goal, is to help you get to that finished product, get to the finish line. Okay, but we work with you. We ask that you work with us. Okay.
So the next thing before you get to draft 1 is kind of getting a lot of the pre-paperwork done to get you started with the process. One of them is the application consent form, which you only have to do once. You don't have to redo it for every award. But some of it is just going over the language that we're talking about right now, where you agree to communicate with us and we communicate with you, and that you'll follow the timelines. And you can read through a lot of the fine print, but that's really what all we're trying to get at is that we are like, no one's gonna sue you or anything. Like, it's not that sort of contractual language.
That's right.
It's just,
we don't have hitman coming after you.
although, I mean, Yusuf plays a lot of GTA, so he might know a hitman or something. But yeah, it's just officially joining the process and show that you understand the responsibilities and expectations of applying for these awards. And then we're just here to guide you. And so one of the things for like recommendation letters is that the first form that you fill out is actually not this one. The first form that you fill out is where you just list who you think you are gonna put as your recommenders and why, and we talk it over. Oh, did you think about this professor? What about this person? Or, oh, I'm using a TA here. We're just gonna have that conversation. But then later on in the timeline is where you actually request the letters from your professors. And when you do that, we've created a template for you where you can literally just copy this and put it in your email. It gives them all the websites and stuff. If you want to modify some stuff or make it shorter, that's fine. I know some of you have told me that you have like really good relationships with professors, so you're just gonna text them and see if they want to do this or something. I mean, that's fine. It's just we like to see letters of recommendations ahead of time because it helps. Sometimes professors, they know how to write letters of recommendations for graduate school, but might not know what Truman is looking for. They might not know what Killam is looking for. And so we can kind of help them tailor it some. Sometimes your professors make grammar and wording mistakes in their letters. They put the wrong name, or they put just they're missing words in a paragraph. They're humans also, and they want us to catch those things and say, oh, thank you that you, like, I didn't realize that I didn't have a verb in that sentence. It's like, well, I mean, we all do that. I mean, I am notorious for putting apostrophe S's everywhere, and anything I write, I have no idea why. My brain just does it. So we all have little mistakes that we make. And so that helps us catch those and then have a conversation with professors just to get the strongest letter possible, because that's part of your story is the things, the letters of rec from your professors or your graduates, assistants. It's going wonky again. It's thinking about it. Okay. So yeah, right now I only have 3 things open for you all: the timeline at a glance, the forms, and then draft 1, going over for each individual scholarship what you need to create for your first drafts. Don't worry about draft 2 or final drafts or any other things, because I haven't opened them for you yet because you don't need them right now. But I'll open them for you as we get closer. I don't want you to be overwhelmed and be looking at like everything and then like freaking yourself out. So yeah, here's an example of what one of those might look like. So for the Killam, when you go to click on Killam personal statement, it will tell you what the Killam is looking for. 1 page, 12-point font. It wants a narrative of why you want to study in Canada, discuss your accomplishments and what you want to accomplish in your year in Canada or semester, how that fits with your current goals. It goes, we offer guidance for you. This is the big picture I'm trying to get to, is we offer guidance for you about kind of what they're looking for, and then links to like their website. And that there's also the same thing for like the project statements and stuff. We have those. I just didn't screenshot everything. I'm just giving you examples of how to use Canvas to help you kind of figure out what all do I need to submit? How do I get my letters of rec? We have a letter of rec form for you on Canvas that you can use as an email template. Okay, how do I start the SOP process officially? We have the consent form that you fill out. How do I do draft 1, draft 2? What are they looking for? Go to what the module of the award you're wanting to apply for, and there are links and instructions for what they're looking for. So I've tried to make it Canvas like your one-stop shop to go full circle back to the beginning of this whole how to use Canvas thing. And then additional avenues of support that we're going to have for you. We talked about tea times already. We're going to also try to do a brainstorming workshop. I still need to iron out with Adrian and Vanessa. The revising thing, we're going to do that with the Writing Center. We were going to do a workshop, but we're going to do something revising, but it's going to be a little bit more tailored. I forgot the name of it, which is the only reason why I'm not telling you what it is, because I don't remember what they call it now. They call it something else.
Revising and editing.
It's just not called a workshop. It's called something else. Call it something else now. Lab, yeah. A writing lab, a revising lab. But they'll help us out with that. And, the Division of Career Pathways helps us with resumes. So we have a lot of resources there that we'll hook you up with along the way. And also we have a great resources page on our website. There is a link to it on Canvas, but we spend a lot of time creating stuff like, how do you have a productive meeting? What if my professor wants to write a letter of recommendation, but they don't know how? Like, there is a resource on our website that says how to write a letter of recommendation. So there are things there. And also our email, our student advisors check it all the time. They're really great. Like Jessica, who you met earlier, She's really great at answering your questions. If she doesn't know the answer, then she'll come and ask us. Even if you're meeting with me or Vanessa or Adrian, you know, Dr. Jones is here and we're gonna have you meet with Rose sometime in the process so that she can give you feedback and advice. And Yusuf knows lots of stuff too. He used to be a student advisor back in the day, but he's leveled up now.
Oh, yeah.
He graduated and got
But yeah,
industry experience.
any emails that you guys send us to the scholars email inbox, we all get to see it, right? So if you ever want us to see something, just send it there. It'll go through all of us and we'll give you the best answer. always.
Okay, I'm gonna skip the consent form. This is just kind of giving you an overview of what it is. Like we say, talk to you about being honest, creating original work. Like, don't steal someone's essay from the internet or use Chat GPT. We've actually tried to Chat GPT some of the essays, and they're horrible. They do not do a good job creating essays for these awards at all. And you know, just come prepared. We have a productive meeting handout, and we have a resources page. And then we have the final part of the consent form is, you know, do you give us permission to share, which we ask you to create for us. One of the last projects on Canvas is for you to send in a bio and like a headshot. And we're sharing stuff that you've created. So you're already like in charge of if we share anything about like, you know, notice Yusuf and how great he is. Like, he's written that himself. So it's not like something that we're just that you would have no knowledge of. But that's kind of the consent form in a nutshell. And then the common questions that we get is, you know, am I competitive enough? This is a lot of people talk about this thing, imposter syndrome, but actually Dean Lopez and her she gave a talk today where she talked about it as stage fright. Think about it as stage fright and how, you know, oftentimes people, even people who really love performing, get stage fright. But you suddenly think, oh, maybe what if I'm gonna suck tonight, or what if I'm not good at this, or what if everybody hates me? And then, like, you don't, as a performer, if you love doing that, you don't want that to get in your way. And the same thing for this. Like, a lot of you I've read all your bios, I've read all of your CV stuff. I know that a lot of you have awesome research, awesome experience. Like, you all are competitive enough, and UCI people have won in the past. As we've already said, there are 2 people in the Zoom right now who've received some of these awards. So, and they're just coming back for more because they love us so much, or they want to punish themselves, however you want to look at it. You know, GPA, it really depends. A lot of these awards, GPA is not the main factor that they're looking at. So do not let, oh, I have a 3.6, so I shouldn't apply for Goldwater. No, apply for Goldwater. Like, they are not gonna throw your application in the trash.
And the thing is you're not on the scholarship committee. Let them make those decisions. You're on your own committee, and your own committee says, I want to put myself out there for consideration. And you gotta believe in yourself. We believe in you, and that's our goal, is to just put the authentic you out there. And a lot of these scholarship committees, they're looking to diversify their ranks. And so maybe your unique background, your unique project idea is what the Scholarship Foundation is wanting that year. So you can be competitive every year. It completely depends on who else is in that pool. And if you're not in there, they lose out on the opportunity to consider you as a way to advance their own scholarship goals and missions, right?
Right.
And a lot of that is making sure that we have good representation. So we want you represented, all right? Let them make the decision. Don't make that decision for them. Your decision is yes. Yes.
And that's the answer
Okay.
to a lot of these questions is don't self-select yourself out. Let us talk to us and let us help you. Let us help you figure out if you have enough research to be competitive for Goldwater, or enough leadership experience to be competitive for Truman. If you can't think about what to write about, you know, come to our brainstorming workshop, talk to us, let us help have a conversation with you. And then, you know, we'll say, oh, that sounds really interesting. Why don't you start with that? And if you can't finish everything or you're running behind, communicate with us. and we often can work things out with you. And if you have to drop out, like, oh, I was gonna do Goldwater and Smart, but now I can't do Smart, it's just not gonna happen. No one's gonna hate you or like be like, oh, well, then they're not a good Goldwater applicant, I'm gonna throw them out of that too. Like, it happens. We understand. We want you to take care of yourself. We've had students that were really great, went all into the process. They were like so close to hitting submit, and then they decided, you know what, I think I need to get a little bit more experience. And I'm gonna try for this again next year. And that's perfectly fine. They made a decision that was best for them. They were just too stressed out to finish everything. They have a lot of it done, so they're already a great candidate to start next year. And so don't feel bad if you have to do that. And the last part, which I know we're running out of a lot of time for because it's already
In
4,
the last 30 seconds.
but you know, what questions do you have for us?
Are there any like limitations as to, like, for example, if you apply this year, can you apply for the same college next year, or if you apply for Explorers 11, can you also apply for?
Yes, yeah, so no, there's not limitations.
Yeah, the only limitations are, so for instance, if you, like the Goldwater, if you're a junior now, but next year you'll be a graduating senior. Goldwater is utilized while you're still an undergraduate. So next year, if you're graduating, you wouldn't be eligible to apply.
Okay.
That's the only instance,
Yeah.
but you know. for
Same
the
thing
other
with
one-
Truman, like you
Yeah.
have to be a junior to apply for Truman. So if you're a senior, you can't apply for Truman anymore. And by senior and junior, they mean how many more years do you have to graduate?
Yeah, so if you're not a graduating senior, but you are a senior, but you're adding a year to your undergrad career, you'd be eligible for it, according to them. Okay. Yeah.
So I know that a lot of you probably will still have some questions that you haven't thought of yet. Don't hesitate to reach out. scholars@uci.edu is our email. You can also email any of us directly. And yeah, we're happy to get back to you. And I'm so floored. Thank you so much, all of you who came in person. First of all, yay. And to those not in person, some of you I know you couldn't come in person because you're in other countries right now. So, you know, I'm just so happy that all of you are here and excited to get started on this process with you.
And we are as well. Okay. All right.